everyone. Thank you for joining in for another exciting session of Workday. So we are continuing with the Workday talent modules. If any of you have missed my previous sessions, I will request to go to the My Learning Academy, which is a Success Labs Academy, and you can go to there and you can watch those previous sessions. And it is exclusively available for the Diamond members. And if you're watching it from the YouTube, it again is available for the YouTube who have taken the memberships. So, by coming to the Workday, in the previous sessions, we are continuing with talent management module. And in that, as I was explaining, I have divided it into four segments, right? So one was performance management and goal management. Second one was the career development planning. Third theme was succession planning and analytics, last one, right? And in the performance management, we have covered almost five topics in the feedback. We last time we have completed till feedback sessions. And today we are going to continue with the feedback and also the check-ins. What is the meaning of a check-ins and all? We will be going to continue with from there, right? And if you have any questions in between, you can always ask the questions in my platform. And if you do not have access, you just let me know, and you will be able to access it from the Success Lab Academy itself, right? Okay. So now let's continue with our journey. So if you remember, like last time, we have raised a request for feedback, right? And how does it look like? So from a manager point of view, suppose your subordinates ask for the feedback, right? And you have to give a feedback. So how does it look like? So this is how the inbox will look like, and you have to go there as an manager, or let's say what kind of feedback you have received. Okay, feedback sharing, you can see, right? And this is how the feedback will be looking like. Okay, so the badge and excellent, you got a feedback like this, all right? And you can check all these details like this. Okay, so this is how the feedback will be looking like, right? So now let's move on to the other topics. So we will continue with here. So let's say I will be going for another employee. Let's say any employee, I will go random employee. Let's say I will pick this up, technical director, and he is a Microsoft solution architect. If I have to see the feedback at an employee level, this is the employee level feedback. And you can see there are two segments of it: feedback received, feedback requested. Suppose as an employee, I'm requesting some feedback, right? And that will pop up here, right? And how does it look like? So you can also see there's an option, get feedback. Okay. So if I go to click get feedback, suppose I'm requesting, and who do you want to request feedback from? Generally, to whom you ask? Generally, the manager. It can be. Suppose you're working for a project. It can be a matrix manager. It can be your peer group. Okay. It can be your subordinates, depending upon your organization culture and nothing else. So you can see there, and you can ask for the feedback to those people, right? And you'll be finding some suggested worker in case this is something you can see. Let's say I'm asking feedback to Angelina Mendoza. So let's say I have worked with that person has worked with her, and she wants feedback from her. So what I will do, and you can ask this question. These are all pre-filled templates. Okay. So these pre-filled templates in one of the previous session also have covered it. This is the feedback template. You can have a multiple different varieties of feedback: annual review, engineering, media review, start, continue, stop. So you can also create your own templates. So nothing difficult to create all this kind of a template. So you don't have to repeat the stuff. Okay, it will make your life easy. And these templates will be help you to pre-populate those questionnaire, right? So once we get those questions already readily available, and what you can do, simply you have to submit it, right? Or let's say I will submit it. Okay, so now we can see this feedback actually went to Angelina Mendoza, right? So let's see Angelina Mendoza, what she will do, right? So give feedback for this. Angelina Mendoza. So it will be like a workflow, right? So this will go to the Angelina Mendoza, and let's see how it looks like. Angelina Mendoza. If I'm typing the spelling correctly, let me check it out. Angel, okay, let me check, go back. Let me go back again. This feedback actually has been requested, and this will be okay. Sorry, I spelled it incorrectly. Angelica, not Angelina. Angelica Mendoza. Angelica. Angelica Mendoza. We have only one employee in the name. Let's see here. And if I go there, so in her feedback sections, we can see she has already received the feedback. So this is a kind of if somebody is receiving the feedback, this is how it will look like, the date and who has given the feedback and what was the feedback. And also if any badges, right? Okay, you can give it like this. Okay, so if there is a feedback requested, okay, so actually I think it has not come yet. So he has sent a request. Okay, so we will check it in the inbox. Let's see. Let's see. So yeah. So in this, but by the way, this is the process. Okay. So due to some reason, I'm not able to see it here. It may take some time. So let's go back to that original employee. So he has requested. These are the different feedback, get feedback. So here are the three items he has, Mr. Bach has requested to this person. Actions. So there's another way also. Let's see if we can do that. View feedback. So this is a feedback which he has received. Give feedback, right? So in this is the process exactly where you want to give feedback to this employee, right? Yeah. But overall, this is the process. We have to see both the end feedback received and feedback requested, right? So I'll be, let's say, giving a feedback. In this way, you can go there and you can give the feedback. Okay. And this is the person from whom he has received the feedback. Okay. We can see all those in the inbox as well, right? So this is a process where exactly you can see and view the feedback and all those stuff, right? So I will go to the Mr. Works again, and he has not received any feedback, and he has requested this feedback. Okay. Okay. But this is a typical process we need to follow. This is a part of a feedback. Okay. So now we will move to the next topics. So there is a topic called check-ins, right? So anyone, have you done any kind of a check-ins? It is happening in your organization. If it is happening, how frequently it is happening, right? Whether it is a weekly basis or it is a fortnightly, in some organizations a monthly. So I can see that in chat window. Weekly, that is good. Weekly is a very good culture, means very good practice. So that whatever is the current, it is not always your achievement, but also what are the concerns you are having in that week, any bottleneck we are discussing with your managers and all. You can always have a check-in, maybe weekly basis, on a fortnightly basis, you can do that, right? So check-ins are basically, it will be help you from a business point of view. You should have a regular check-in, okay, with your manager or supervisor, whoever may be, and it should be like very much pinpointed, very much specific. And if in that during that period, if you're having any kind of a supporting proofs, okay, suppose you have got client this appreciation, okay, you can share that and you can attach, and you can also show that in your check-in that it is what you received, so that in the year end you don't have to collect all the things throughout the year, right? If it is happening frequently, more frequent is the better, right? And ideally, 7 days to 14 days is a better way of doing it, right? And these are different use cases you can see. We can create a scheduler check-ins and create individual check-in options to share the information, track discussions. And also you can associate your check-in topics with multiple check-ins with a participant. So these are different use cases. You can also create and edit check-ins and check-in options. Okay, you can utilize any of the applications, like it can be Android, iPad, iPhone, whatever you are using. And as I say, you attach your documents with your check-ins as a proof or validation. So everything will remain transparent from your day one, right? So these are the different use cases. And also I will say that for the key business benefits, easy to use, transparency, and also you'll be getting, it will be less administrative overhead towards the end. And actually the communication flow, it will be increasing more frequent in your organization with this feature. And also you'll be getting supporting details, so everything will remain the transparent, right? So these are a couple of questions to consider. You can go through it, how you can integrate all those things, right? And you can create analytics, you can track communications, set up domains, right? And what Workday doesn't support also, like you have to be very careful. So whenever client is asking, you have to be careful what it is not possible using Workday, like disabling shared nodes, disabling nodes to the private nodes, archiving few things, right? So there are things not possible in this moment. Hmm. And regarding the check-in notification, you have to ensure this notification task is enabled. Okay. So we can quickly see that edit tenant setup notification, edit tenant. Yeah, we do have edit tenant setup notification task. This is a task. And if you've enabled it, and accordingly, you will be having what is the default settings, your what should be your default, okay, address and all those stuff. For everything, we have a default one. Okay, adaptive planning, alert, business processes. For HCM, we have a default one, like what kind of notification. Okay. Similarly, what is scheduling, time tracking. For everything, we have a default notifications, and you can always look into it here by coming here. Okay. Similarly, for learning, also we have specific notifications, right? This is where exactly you can come here and you can track them and you can verify them, right? Whether you want to enable those notifications or not, it is up to you completely, right? So now with that note, we will move on to the our notes, and this is very simple. Nothing much here, so we will continue. Let's see what else is there. Setting up the check-in, this again related to configurations, one-on-one communications, right? And there are some couple of this already we have seen tenant setup notifications, and where exactly we have to set up your whatever is relevant for your notifications, right? So we have to check HCM, that is a core HR human capital management module here, the left-hand side, and you can enable whatever is needed there, right? So you can see there are routing and there's a rules for that. And there are some 17 items you can see for everything. Check-in, for check-in, you have a few things, right? Similarly, for bonus compensations is again a compensation module, okay? So there are so many notifications already. And if you want to override those settings and all, you can always do that. But before that, you have to ensure read the guide carefully. Okay. So here we can see there is something called select HCM in the notification delivery settings. So already we have chosen HCM, right? In the notification delivery setting. This is what they are talking about. And here, what I can do, after that, if you want to create any kind of a rules, routing, okay, if you want to add something, you can always do that. Okay, you can customize as per your requirement. So I'm not going much details, right? Checkins is not a very difficult configuration, I will say, but you have to ensure these are the few things you have to understand, right? Right. So I think with that note, we are towards the end of our sessions where we have covered, okay, so all the topics related to the these are the six major topics we have seen under the umbrella of performance management and goal management, right? And this is just very basic. As I was saying, we are not going to cover the in-depth or technical details about the Workday. This is just for overall understanding, okay? But in the future, actually, in the next upcoming days, I'm planning for a hackathon. And if you're already part of those hackathons, uh, so being a member of the community, we will be going through a journey which is a very long journey of 17 tracks, right? It's a marathon, I will say, or a hackathon in a marathon style, right? We will be going more detail about it track one, but track wise. Again, everybody may not be having a similar requirement. I know that students are coming from different backgrounds, right? Somebody coming from operation background in HR operations, somebody is coming from HR technical, somebody directly coming from an MBA in HR, but they do not have any technically experience, right? So this all the track 17 so far, it will be covering almost every need of every individual in the world. And I have just done a lot of research on this, covering all the aspect, whether it is a workday or it is a success factor, it doesn't matter. But mostly we go through a similar kind of role-based the tracks, right? Suppose let's say you are working on a more towards let's say implementation side, then track 04, that's the track 4 will be more relevant for you. Suppose you are a data migration consultant, right? Or your current role is you are integration consultant for a workday, right? Then this is a module or this is a track which will be more relevant for you. Okay, if you're a testing consultant for workday, then quality assurance, that is also known as a testing, that will be relevant for you. You are working in a support project, AMS, the application maintenance support, this track will be very much suitable for it. If you are planning for the certification in Workday, or you are already having certified, you are preparing for interviews and all, then I will recommend go for this track number 9 and 10. There can be overlap. There can be also multiple possibilities that one consultant can go for multiple tracks. Okay, I don't stop that. So you can also go for that. Let's say also you are also, let's say you are a pre-sales guy. You do not know, you do not want to go deep technical detailing, but let's say overall understanding you need it, how to sell the Workday. Okay, you can also join the pre-sales bootcamp, track 11. And if you're a project manager, you do not know how to project manage a big project, large complex, or a small project, medium project in Workday, along with other products. Okay, you can always, well, you're always welcome to the track number 12, right? So there are so many tracks, and also at the same time, last but not the least, track 17. If any questions, queries related to your implementations, your strategy, your understanding, you can always ask me anything session. So we'll be planning for this session again in the upcoming days. It will be a part of the track 17. So whenever you'll be starting any sessions in the session itself, the beginning itself, I will tell which track we are covering in that, right? So that you will be very much getting clarified that what kind of topics we are covering. Okay. So this is my planning. I have already openly shared with the community what we are going to see and how we are doing. Most of the admin part will be covering on the operations. Like suppose you have a how to question. Okay, suppose how to give feedback, how to take feedback. Those are kind of a job aid questions, or you can say frequently asked question for and related to the administrator, right? So what you can do, you can always reach out to me and track 3. You want to go for track 3, and this is how my topics will be designed in the, I have not yet covered in the all the topics, all the tracks based on the demand. Actually, I'm just creating and all these videos, and then I'm putting it to my platform, right? So mostly for the entire 2023-24, I'm planning to have all the content covering all the topics of Workday. But again, it is keep on changing. But one thing, it doesn't change. Whatever the module, whatever the product, it comes the principle. So design principles, there are some certain principles which doesn't change much. Okay, but this is what, for that reason, I have came up with this new innovative way of tracking all our learning journey in the 17 tracks. Hope you will be enjoying it in the future. And if you have any question, any feedback, I'm more open to learn from you as well. So I will be more than happy to incorporate so that it will be also helping the entire community. Okay. So with that note, we will stop today's session. Hope you enjoyed the today's sessions, and next time onwards, we will be continuing with the career development plan. Okay, so this is another topic of our interest, and that is also many students have also requested how does it look like a CDP. We do not call it in the career development as such in Workday. So, but from a overall understanding process point of view, I will just name it. Okay, and in that again we have a lot multiple topics which we are going to see in the upcoming days. These are the 6, 7 major topics which I have categorized in the under this career development plan umbrella, which you are going to see in the next session. Okay, thank you very much for your presence and joining in, and see you in the next sessions. Bye bye.